Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke, and this is the match preview for Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton. Now, I've not long finished listening to the press conference, and to be honest, Sean Dyche doesn't even sound up for this one. Basically, he's came out and said that we've got a few injuries still. James Tarkowski might be 50-50 for this one. I've got confidence that he's actually going to be fitting well for this, based on my lineup, but it's never good when a manager comes out and goes, I'm not too sure. Sorry, let me just fix this real quick. It's bugging the hell out of me, this. There we go, that's better. I'm looking at that being not right. Sorry. Right, so wait. So yeah, so based on the last game, we're not in for a good time in this one. I mean, Ashley Young suspended, so he's out for 3 games. Well, he's out for this game, a Carabao Cup game, and another Premier League game. So we'll be back in for the September game. I think, actually no, 26th of the 8th, I think it is potential return. But yeah, just looking at the injury list now for both Everton and Tottenham Hotspur. So Tottenham, they're missing Fraser, Forster, Basuma, Pedro Porro. Well, actually, Pedro Porro is currently being assessed, so he could be 25%. And Rodrigo Bentancur. To be honest, never heard that guy. Never heard of him, so they're obviously not missing him. They've currently now got Dominic Solanke. They've got Son. They've got a few good players in that squad at the moment, so they're really going to give us a good run. Everton's injury list isn't great at the moment, so Chimity's out. Patterson's got a thigh injury, so he's meant to be back around mid-September. Branthwaite is meant to be roughly the same mid-September, so we're going to miss him for a couple of more games. James Garner, he's got a bit of an issue with his calf or shin heel. This is according to the Premier League Injuries.com, so have a look on there if you want to actually have a look at these. Coleman's out, so he's currently got a similar injury around his calf. He's got a bit of a calf strain. Ashley Young, as I've told you, suspended. James Tarkowski is a maybe. And Dele Alli, obviously he's not got a contract with us, so he's pretty much out the picture. So yeah, so how are we going to actually approach this game? Now, myself, I'm basing this on what I would do if I was in this situation right now. I would try and put out the strongest possible thing we've got based on the numbers. I would use my head and think, right, according to the data, these are my fastest players, these are my strongest players, these are the ones with the best conversion rate. I don't care whether it's Premier League or whether it's other league. I'm basing it on what I've seen in training, what I've seen they've done in the past. I'll go off that. I'm not basing it on, oh yeah, this guy's got Premier League experience, this Mason Holgate guy, he's definitely not going to be a liability. Oh, Michael Keane, yes, he's a very good player. He's got a lot of Premier League experience. Premier League experience doesn't mean jack anymore, in all honesty. Don't get me wrong, the Premier League itself it's almost a world above when it comes to the abilities of a lot of the other leagues. I mean, if you were to put a mid-table Premier League team in, say, the French League, we'll say, Ligue 1, I've got a feeling they'd probably end up being top 2 or top 4. If you were to put a Premier League team, so let's say, for argument's sake, a top 5 team, so let's say, Aston Villa. If you were to put Aston Villa into La Liga, I've got a feeling they would be punching up in and around the Barcelona and Real Madrid area. I've got a feeling they would actually give them a run for their money. If you were to put, say, the likes of Chelsea, put Chelsea in the Bundesliga, I've got a feeling they'd be in the mix between Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and Leverkusen if Leverkusen have a good season this season. So yeah, it's one of them. So the whole thing around player being Premier League ready, he should be ready when he's finished his pre-season, he's done his training sessions. Premier League fitness it's a little bit of a myth, if you get where I'm coming from. As long as the players around you are helping you understand the game that you're playing, you're going to be okay. You're going to be great. I mean, Amadou Onana, for argument's sake, when he came in, he actually hit the ground running. Jared Branthwaite, case in point. When he came in during the 2021 season, he made us stop because we were missing centre-backs. We were shortened by a severe amount. And he came in and he fitted so well into the mix. Who else? There's a few, actually, to be honest. But those are the ones that stand out to me very in particular. So I want to take that into account. So yeah, Here is my lineup that I would do if it was me. So, obviously, 4-2-3-1. I mean, in all honesty, I'd be tempted to do a 3... Sorry. Got to think this one. Almost like a 3-3-3-1, if you get where I'm coming from. So, but I think the 4-2-3-1 is the best option for this situation. Now, you probably noticed Decore's on the squad, and with all perfect honesty, I would probably have Illiman and Dye at the moment over him. Now, granted, he has got the Premier League experience, but I just don't feel he's got the legs in it anymore, especially against a fast transitioning Tottenham side. So we've got Pickford in goal, Mikolenko left back, Tarkowski middle with O'Brien. I think O'Brien really needs to get into the squad. I don't care about the whole thing around whether they're match fit or not. He needs to get into the squad. And likewise with Dixon. Dixon, at the moment, I think he's one who would actually thrive in this situation where he's getting a bit of a baptism of fire. So I want him to get into the squad. So this is how I would do it. That's how I would do it. Idrissa Gueye and Timmy Burnham. So Idrissa Gueye being the number 6, I would tell him, right, mate, you're going to hold this line alongside the defence. We're going to try and push high, push up to around the halfway line and try and keep them in their half. It's going to be difficult and they might try and lob. But I've got faith that the likes of O'Brien, he's a fast, hard-hitting player. So if they try and loop over the top of us, I think he'd be able to cover that and take out whoever's coming for it. Burnham, obviously, he's on number 8. He's absolutely spot on at the moment. Against Brighton, he was probably the man of the match, even though we lost 3-0. He was the one player on that pitch who actually gave me hope for this season. Harrison on the left. Now, he's a lot more effective on the left. I'm sorry, but he's a lot more effective than McNeil on the left. In a situation, let's say, for argument's sake, if Lindstrom's not cutting the mustard on and Dye's not cutting the mustard, I would probably even bring in Dye. Let's say, for argument's sake, Dye's not cutting the mustard. Bring him off. Lindstrom can go in the middle because he likes to play as a number 10 as well. And then bring McNeil on and have him on the right and say to him, right, all you're going to do, when you receive that ball, bring it down the right wing, cut in and have a crack goal. Because this is one thing we seem to be missing when it comes to the final third. Our players seem to be more willing to pass around that 18 yards area and try and, put something like that and try and walk it in rather than just going for a Hail Mary. We need to have our players going for a bit more of a Hail Mary, in my opinion. But yeah, so Harrison and Dye and Lindstrom up in the attacking situation. So in Dye being the number 10, Harrison and Lindstrom being our attacking wingers. Because I would expect Mikolenko and Dixon to try and, when we're on the pushing them into the midfield, being basic fullbacks, in all honesty. And obviously, it's Calvert-Lewin as the one up top. Now, I could have went with Beto because, in all honesty, Calvert-Lewin, his mind's elsewhere. It looked like that when things were just weren't going his way. But I would be perfectly honest, I've got a feeling Beto would probably do the exact same. When things aren't going his way, he's probably going to spit the dummy and say, you know what, I'm just going to coast around here. But yeah, so that's pretty much my thoughts on my little lineup. If you guys want to add players or take away players that you think would actually be more of a fit, please put it down there. I mean, I can already tell you exactly how Dyche is going to line up against these guys. It's basically going to be a 4-1-4-1. So he's going to have Pickford in goal, Mikolenko on the left, James Tarkowski, if he's fit, with Michael Keane. And then on the right as a right back is going to be Mason Holgate, who I am almost going to guarantee if he does play, he will be red carded because he's going to lose his head. He always does. I don't know, he's going to cost us a goal. He's going to make a stupid tackle or he's going to mistime something, miss the ball completely. It's going to open it up and Son is just going to cruise past him and score. So then you could have Idrissa Gueye as the 1 in the 4-1-4-1. You then have McNeil on the left, Harrison on the right, with Burnham and Decore with Calvert-Lewin up top. That's what Sean Dyche is going to do. I can tell you that straight off the bat because I know what he's like. He doesn't like to go out of his mould. He would do a 4-4-2 if he could. But he knows for a fact if he does 4-4-2, the fans will strangle him. So yeah, to be honest, I'm not optimistic about this game. I think Everton might surprise me, but in all honesty, I just don't see us doing all that well against the Tottenham sides at the moment. I mean, they are quite literally an attacking team that is going to push us to our limits. Unless we're able to double layer our defence and we're able to completely shut them out the game and go for a boring 0-0. I just don't see us based on Sean Dyche's tactics, getting anything out of this game. And I don't want to say this to be, pessimistic or, a negative Nancy. I want us to go out there and I want us to basically absolutely dominate them and just win. I want us to be winning games 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. We are laying their players. I want us doing that, but unfortunately, until we start changing around the formations and everything, we're not going to get that. It's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm sorry that this one's been so negative. I want us to be optimistic. Also, in regards to the Brandy Moore videos, I should be able to get out on Saturday. At the moment, with the whole thing with Storm, what is the Storm? Storm Eustace, I think it is, I think. But yeah, at the moment, with everything going on right now with the bad weather and whatnot, I'm just pulling it up here. Wait for this to decide to play ball. But yeah, right now, winds are very high. Tomorrow we're looking at gusts of up to 45 miles an hour. That's more than double of that's pretty much double of what my drone can handle. Saturday we're looking at 29, so I might be able to squeeze something in there with the hour breakdown up until about 9, 10 o'clock. I might be able to get out, so I might try and get up there around the crack of dawn and we'll get some nice golden hour footage. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm going to try and get the drone up, definitely. It's been about 2-3 weeks since we last got a video out, so apologies on that one. Blame the police, blame the bad weather, and blame me, please. But yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. Hopefully Everton do us a favour and get us a nice little result here. Even if it's just a draw, I would be happy with a boring 0-0 over us getting absolutely trounced. But yeah, guys, let's have a great rest of the week. It's going to be a long weekend, so let's enjoy this while we can. Take care and have a great rest of the week, and peace.